Yo yo, got week number 3 of RUDL, season 6.5, 6.5, whichever you want to go. I'm gonna wait 3 minutes, but yeah, there are, how many matches we have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 4 matches in total, I guess, depending on how you want to do things. Yeah, been an interesting week. There hasn't been any transactions, I mean, besides, I think, no, they were last week's, right? Those went through last week. Or no, I guess, yeah, these are the week 3 transactions, so they went in this week. So we're seeing the revamped Psychic team, I think, and the revamped normal team. Besides that, everything else pretty much the same. Matches that didn't happen yet. Grass Water, that is happening, I think at around 10 or 11. And it is nearly 8, so this wasn't going to make the cut. And the other one, I'm not sure. We have Ice Ghost, we have Fighting Psychic, which is interesting. We have Ground Normal, and I think Rock Dark. So I think Electric, I think, has a bye. Let me check. I have the doc. What am I saying? Yeah, Electric's on bye, so we haven't had Psychic versus, or not Psychic, Bug versus Dragon. We haven't had that, which is very interesting because these coaches have history, and when you have history, I mean, that's amazing. It's always fun, so. But yeah, I mean, pretty nice week for me. No, it wasn't. It was, my class has been not great. Not great, not in the fact that I'm not learning shit, but like, it's just not structured well at all. Things aren't working like half the time. There's no lectures, there's lecture slides, but no lectures, and the lecture slides have like half the information. It's just not great, right? So that's been great, not really. Work has been physically exhausting. I work as like a seasonal park ranger. Not fun. I mean, the mowing's fun, but everything else is not. And that's why the weekends are fun, because usually it's just no supervisors, it's just mowing and just finding work to do and listening to podcasts and stuff, so that's always fun. But during the week, there's a lot of like heavy lifting and labor and stuff, and that's just not, I'm not built for that anymore. So it's 8. So let's get into it. So we have Fighting versus Psychic. I believe Fighting is 0-2 and Psychic is 0-1. So we're gonna get one victor. We're gonna get, or no, that's not even confirmed, right? We could get a tie. I'm hoping we get at least one victor, and that would be amazing. So without a further ado, we're gonna hop into this one. Just looking at the matchup, I feel like it's Psychics to lose. I don't really see what the, what the plan is, what Dragon could possibly do besides a Clangorous Soul or Aqua Step getting out of hand, right? Those are really your only ways, but then you look at the other side, and there's a Slow King, and there's a Hat, so, and a Metagross. I mean, it's just tough. It just seems like a tough matchup. So, with that being said, let's start with the singles. And we'll see how this goes. So we have a Hat Qualeed. That is that's Life Orb. Holy crap! But this comes in. Is it Rocky? No, lefties. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, this is the match. So we can end the match right here if we really wanted to. We can end the match right here because technically, this is a clause broken. This is item clause. I tried to keep the item clauses if I'm Psychic. Yeah, Yeah, that is probably the best way to do it. Um, but Psychic's already broken the item clause. If you don't know, there is an item clause for both singles and VGC. I wanted to. The reason why I put all the clauses, I kind of looped some of them together. You wouldn't normally see in VGC. Like, what are some of the clauses? Like an OCO clause, you don't see that in VGC, but or an evasion clause. But I figured I want these to mimic each other. I don't want them to be, I don't want there to be, oh, there's an item clause and there's this and there's this and then there's this in one, but then there's totally different things in the other. I wanted there to be a little bit more compact and like, okay, we all understand. So item clause has been broken. So no matter what, fighting has a 3-0 win this match. No matter what happens, because item clause is broken. And there is an argument for, oh, it didn't really impact the match. I mean, like, it's just 2 knockoffs, right? Leftovers literally did not do anything. I have been in a match where leftovers did nothing for me, and I think it was either boots or leftovers, and I put 3 of those in an item clause league. Like, I've done that before, and it hasn't mattered, and it was awesome. It was not awesome, but I had like a really cool Hydropple set that week. I had a bulky Palafin set, like no offense, just pure bulk, and I won that week, and it got wiped away because of an item clause. So I don't want to hear it about how it doesn't matter, because rules are rules, and if you break them, you break them. There shouldn't be and ifs or buts. I did adjust the ruling a little bit because I figured, doesn't VGC show you if you break item clause? It will validate and it will tell you if you break it. So I figured with that it would be a lot easier, and people aren't gonna mess that up because that is just standard VGC stuff. But for singles, this is an automatic 3-0 for fighting. So yeah, we see a future sight come out. We see another knock come out on a life orb guy, and it's dead. And now I literally said if Quaquavel gets out of hand, oh, all right, my bad. This is dead. This is gonna get psycho cut and just die, I think, right? I'm not. Oh my, it's still, that's crazy. But yeah, psycho cut and it's gonna die. So fake out, not steadfast. This is sharpness. So, and it is dead, so it doesn't even matter. And this wasn't Intimidate, was it? This was just Technician. Copycat gets a kill, that's awesome. Trailblaze. Yeah, this game is kinda wrapped. I love the names. That is like the one. Shay is crazy. Shay is crazy. On Mr. Hands, Shay. Come on. I don't even know who you would do for Mr. Hands. Sorry, I'm not commentating. Angel Reese is also kinda crazy. Luca's crazy on Metagross. LeBron on Slowking. Okay, I see the vision with that. De'Aaron Fox makes sense here. Shay. Are we sure this isn't just Tyrese Haliburton? Are we sure? And this isn't just Shay? Are we sure? Are we positive? Anyways. Moving on to VGC. Again, like I said, this 4-0 gets wiped off the books. This is a 3-0 for fighting. So moving on, we have the VGC match again with the blank sprites. I don't know why that's happening. But yeah, same teams. We don't really need to get into it. We can look at these sets, which are always interesting. You can't even see, but it's Citrus and Tim with the normal standard stuff, Banded with some normal stuff, Expert Belt, Shadow Ball, Protect, Moonblast, Destiny. Same Life Orb set, same Throat Spray set, and same Prankster set. And on this side, yeah, this is just size spam. We don't even need to really look. This is just size spam for funsies. Like, Psychic should win. I don't see a world in which fighting wins. There just doesn't feel like that world is gonna happen unless you get like a fake out here, which didn't happen. So, and this is gonna, Riolu's so ass this matchup because Expanding Force gets blocked. So. It doesn't get blocked on that? That is... Wow, I didn't know that. Or no, because it's 10 HP. Yeah. Psychic Terrain, Clanker Soul, Third Spray, cool. and then mirror for this shenanigans. Hit on top FY guard. It does. Yeah, it does. It just was not clicked, so that is unfortunate. But yeah, this matchup is pretty chalk, I would say. It's unfortunate for Psychic because this should have been a Psychic win on both sides, but it's not. And we see Colbert come out, so yeah, no, it's over. This is just gonna click Psychic. This is just gonna die next turn. But you don't need to helping. You don't need to protect. Sucker, I love that interaction. I think that's really cool how that works. But yeah, nice 4-0. Unfortunately, it's gonna get wiped away. Or not that one, but the other one. Someone gonna tell this Como it can't be immune to our voice. Bro. This is that we keep... I mean, last week it was... what? It was... soundproof in a matchup where it needed to be bulletproof, and now it's in a matchup where it needs to be soundproof. That is pretty ironic. Or funny. Not really ironic, I don't know. Definition of those words are weird. Moving on, we have Rock versus Dark, which is such a very interesting matchup because in singles this goes hard. VGC, I don't even know. But yeah, this just seems like a standard Sammy game. I don't really see... I mean, Ogre Pawn obviously, but I assume your Scarf. And at the very least, you have a game plan for this Ogre Pawn, right? I can imagine defensive sneak, or defensive Skun Tank, or defensive... or screens Grim, or something. I mean, this team is very offensive compared to this team. So, I'm hoping it's a D-Dance Hydreigon. But obviously we won't know that. Maybe it's like Specs Glim. Specs Glim kind of just racks this team up. I mean, it's not the... it's the second fastest Mon, or third fastest Mon on the field, and it outspeeds these two. So that could be really interesting. But yeah, this will be an interesting match. So we have a Shiftry Ogre Pawn lead. Sash Shiftry, I'm assuming this was just Wind Rider then, if that's the case. Yeah, and it's dead. It's dead. I don't think that was the weak for it. I really don't think that was the weak for it. So, it just... okay, well, I was gonna say, it just lost its best, but then they just lose their probably best, so... Carbink, I love Carbink. I think Carbink is so funny. I think it's actually really good this matchup, too. Like, I don't really know what switches in well. I think you should have thrown out a body press if you had it there. Rhydon comes Mega Horn miss. I mean, I don't think it kills. Yeah, it definitely didn't kill, but there's the reflect. And we see Hydreigon. Is this D-Dance? Oh my god, I think it is. Or not, it's physical though. It might be physical. Brick Break is cool. And that was Rocky Helmet, right? That was Rocky Helmet. So yeah, I pretty much predict this team. Rain Dance Skun Tank for what? Okay, that did 5 damage. I mean, it didn't, but it did 5. What is the rain for? Screen to go up again. I'm really... you want to die here. Oh. Rest, Sleep Talk, Mega Horn, Earthquake? That's crazy. It's crazy. Going hammy on that is crazy. Razor Shell is going to pick up the kill. I think that's pretty much game, though. This is Scarf. That's really interesting. So this is gonna pick up not another kill. Okay. I mean, you could get a 2-spike up right there, but Memento. Okay. Okay. I don't mind that. And then you bring in Hammy, and this is just gonna start picking up kills. Oh, I guess that's why you bring up Rain. I guess that's why you bring up Rain. That's such a good build. Unfortunately. Dirty and your Scarf, and it doesn't matter. Oh shit! Wait, this is just... oh my god! I wasn't even paying attention. I had no idea. Oh my god! Rock won that. I thought Dark was gonna easily pull away. Holy crap! What happened? SP, Rain Dance, how do you mess this up? Memento on the wake up. Yeah, I think you misplayed that. I think you really misplayed that. Razor Shell is completely fine here. You have to switch. You have to switch. Um, you have to switch to Hydreigon or something, right? Because that is Scarf. Maybe it doesn't. Nah, maybe it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't think it matters. I think Scarf Glim always had this in the bag, and I think the Skuntank play really. Because Skuntank had health. It had 37, but like that's like your one Mon that prevents the Sludge Wave. Or the Gleam, actually, because you can kill it. Yeah, that was misplayed. That was misplayed. Scarf Glim. Scarf Glim. Hammy needs a Ceaseless. Yeah. Yeah. Cause then it breaks that. Yeah. I think the Carbink spike was also kinda big. Just because it got rid of like some sash shenanigans. It also just helped Glim out a lot. Damn, that's I was not expecting. I really was not paying attention. I thought Dark had it in the bag, and then I like tuned in, and then I see Glim. Just yeah, they just didn't have anything for Glim. They had nothing for Glim. That is crazy, because that would be the mon I would probably be prepping for the most on this team. So damn. Okay, so and Rock is, I believe, they're 1-1, and Darkest is also 1-1, each with 4 points. So very interesting matchup. And Rock's gonna get the first game. So moving to the second game, obviously same teams. And we get to see what these moves are. So we have Banded T-Tar with Giga Impact. That is great. Wait, what? Yeah, Banded T-Tar with that is crazy. That's a crazy move pool. Ogerpon looks really good. I mean, Ogerpon's always gonna look good, but Scarf, okay. That's pretty interesting. I don't think Rudl comes. I just don't think it's that good. I love Carbink. I love Carbink so much. I hope it actually comes. Like, because this is open. Yeah, I'm really hoping it comes. I think it's gonna be really good. Because you're gonna have, depending on speed tiers, of course, but like I even think this is special. Yeah, I even think Hammy's really good this matchup. So, yeah, I like the idea of a very defensive. I don't really like the team. Yeah, I think Rock's gonna win this because I don't really like Darks. They don't really have that. Yeah, T-Tar Carbink seems super good. It seems super good. I don't really see how Dark can generate anything. It's so Hammy reliant, and you don't really. I mean, you even have taunt. You do have taunt, so I feel like Skuntank has to lead. So I don't know. I feel very limited if I'm on this side. I feel like you have to, lead something like these two or these two, right? Skuntank has to lead. We see Glim, T-Tar. We see Hydreigon. We see Hammy. Yeah, Protect. We're gonna see Tailwind, I assume. Yeah. That's a bummer. And this is, what is this? Sash, so yeah, it's not even gonna be doing too much. And there's no Y-Guard on this team, so... Oh my god, that killed. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't... Oh yeah, I forgot about Wind Rider shenanigans. But I don't really understand what these Protects are for. I really don't. Because they're just gonna... You know what they're gonna click, right? So I feel like you have to attack. Did it miss? God. No, I feel like Dark is not playing this well. I feel like Dark is really not playing this well. Right? I get protecting on Hammy turn 1. I 100% understand that. But you have to. You have to hit with Shiftry. You just have to click a button. You cannot protect on this team. Because you're just gonna, like, you lose Hammy here. You should have lost Hammy here, is what I should say. Because now you got... Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, duh, Petal Blizzard does that. Okay. Jacoba Berry? What the hell? What the hell? What is it? Jacoba Berry? I've never... Is that the 10% one or something? Or a 12%? Whatever. Petal Blizzard is just gonna pick up these kills. And Carbink is probably just gonna set up Trick Room, but it's gonna be too little too late, right? Yeah, and it's gonna get taunted, so. Gleam. Damn. That's crazy. Yeah, I think that dodge mattered a little bit, at the very least, so. It's gonna be a 2-0 for Dark. So Dark just wins that matchup, right? Dark just wins that matchup. Or no, it's a split. Oh my god, I'm tired. Yeah, that's a split. I think Rock probably should have won that. I don't think they led right. I feel like with Carbink, you have to lead. I think Trick Room Carbink is just, like, I feel like that tech is so good that you should have just brought it turn 1. Because you kind of just lose with Dragon setting up Tailwind. You kind of can just click whatever buttons you want. So I don't really like that play personally. I felt like Rock probably should have won this one, but they didn't play that well, and Dark just played better. So yeah, we're gonna see a 1-1 split, so each team's gonna get a point. So yeah, that is very interesting. Moving on, we have Ghost Ice. Very intriguing matchup. I think Ice is Ice undefeated? Is Ice undefeated? That's a question. Ice is not. They are 1-0-1 with 4 points. Ghost, however, is very defeated. I have not shied away from my criticism from Ghost, and at the very least, I am just glad that they brought super effective mods. And they obviously had no choice between Dracloak and Palossand, so I'm fine with bringing Dracloak here if it's like a, you know, defensive screener guy. I think that's fine. I just think Ghost is gonna have. I feel like Ghost should win this just because you have a Goldango and a Typhlosion Hisui, and they don't. Right? Like Cloyster is always gonna be the win con. Same with even Weavile. Weavile just looks so good too. One of these guys has to be Scarf, and you have to get the knockoff. But like you won't be able to unless you're like Sash. So I think Ghost should win this, but based on how Ghost usually plays, I feel like Ice is just gonna win both of these. But I could be completely wrong. Oh, it's VGC first. Oh my god, I didn't even realize. I think the last 2 matches are VGC first too. So Sheer Cold Shenanigans. This is just Light Clay. Rocky Helmet doesn't really move the needle, but Fake Out could be really good onto there. And then Frisk Choice Scarf doesn't really matter in this matchup, so Eruptions are just gonna go crazy, right? You just Fake Out onto Ninetales and then you Erupt and then hopefully do some stuff. So I like that. Gold is really good this matchup. It needs to be played very well. Same with Zoroark, Hisui. Both of these mons have to be played really well. Drifloon I don't see any use, and Dracloak I don't see any use. So these 4 are probably going to be used. And just hope that we remember that Zoroark, Hisui cannot Helping Hand Goldango. On the other side of things, Ice is just... I don't know. This is Sash Weavile, so that makes sense. I don't think Sandslash comes, and I think Cloyster probably rounds this team out. Maybe, actually Frostlass probably rounds this team out. So, I think we're probably going to see a Fake Out here, and then Eruption, and then this is probably just going to go for Sheer Cold, right? Or a Blizzard. It's either Sheer Cold or a Blizzard, so that's what probably should happen. Is that going to happen? Fake Out into there, Eruption into this. Alright. I think Leading Bird over Weave. Yeah, me too. I don't really see what Articuno does, especially with these 4 in, so... This is just another free... This is Scarf, so it's gonna outspeed, it's gonna... Oh, this is super dead. This is super dead. Holy. Yeah, no, that's GG's. Oh my. Yeah. Why was Fake Out not clicked? Wait, oh my god, why did they bring Fake out? Wait, yeah, what? I was like, I'm like, whatchamacallit, I'm like, in a loop or something, I don't know, I'm like, oh yeah, Fake out, like, that's just VGC stuff. Oh my god, Fake out is crazy. Fake out's wild. Yeah, I'm very surprised it was a 3-0, but, yeah, that was that. So this went exactly how I thought it should. So that is really good. So first win on the board for Ghost. Let's see if they can close out this win. Um, and yeah, let's see. So we have a Frostlat. Oh, this is awkward. Yeah, that was really good. Oh, that's unfortunate. Destiny, oh my god, every time, man. Every time, good play, good play. So Zora Kasui is down, so that means that this like is messed up, which is awesome. So hopefully Typhlosion does not die this matchup, or else I'm gonna have to play with the stats a little. Dracloak is just gonna screen, U-turn. I don't really like that personally, just because it allows Cloyster to get something. Maybe just T-Wave here, or fake out into T-Wave. This has priority. You forget. You forget. You forget. So if this gets 4, it's gonna live and kill. Okay. It's skilling. Chad, I am so sorry. I feel so bad. I'm doing a horrible job with this, so I'm really sorry about it all. This is gonna pick up the kill. I feel like, no, because I had AP. So maybe that was probably more. Yeah, Weavile's just gonna do it, so Weavile things. Weavile's just gonna do Weavile things. Like I said, I feel like Ghost should win this, but they're gonna let this get knocked. This is, Slush Rush. I was gonna say, this is Scarf. No, this is Slush Rush. U-turn, Dracloak is dead, and then I guess this just died earlier and I just did not see it. Congrats. Good job, Zora Kasui, for staying alive. No, that was... Yeah. So this is gonna average out to 0 differential, which is, I think, probably the first one, which is, thank God. Thank God, I was waiting for one of these, but yeah, this is gonna be a 1-pointer for each of these coaches, which for Ice, I think you take that in this matchup. I feel like Ghost had a really good VGC match. And singles-wise, they probably should have won this. They probably should have won. This probably should have been a Scarf Goldango and just lead and put in the work, right? And I think Zora Kasui, sometimes this is just a coach thing, but when you see stuff that keeps happening, right? Like, I see Ghost do very similar stuff. That's why I feel like it's very easy to call out some sets that I know that are going to happen. But on the Ice type, I mean, you saw, I pretty much called out the Articuno, the Ninetales Alola, Weavile sets. Those have been the same. Same with Cloyster. Those have been the same this whole time. So if you can find those sets like that, yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I just think Scarf Goldango is just so good this matchup. And same with like a Specs Typhlosion. I feel like they should kind of always win these matches, you know? Yeah. I agree. I think the doubles was way more lopsided. I do think the singles matchup was still in Ghost's favor, but I definitely don't think it was like a runaway. You know, I think they probably should have won it, but yeah. So this is our last matchup now. So we have ground versus normal, which is actually probably the matchup of the week. I haven't seen this matchup, but I've just seen some discourse over. I don't really know who won or lost. I haven't been paying attention to it, but very interesting coaches. Probably oh my god, probably the 2 of the best coaches. I was gonna say the 2 best coaches, but then I remembered I exist, and I remembered you know, the electric type team exists. Shout out. And so yeah, they're definitely 2 of the better coaches, and this is going to be a very tactical matchup, I feel. So I'm very curious to see how this goes. I think Ursaluna just looks very solid. I mean, I'm a huge Arboliva fan. I've always been an Arboliva fan, but I don't really think it's gonna be that good. This match, I think Braviary. I think Star Raptor could be pretty solid if it's like a Scarf set. I think it can kind of clean up pretty well. And if Ursaluna is just your standard Flame Orb, it's probably gonna get a couple kills, right? Blissey, I don't really know what its job is this match. I feel like it shouldn't have come at all unless it's for doubles. Then it's like, okay, yeah, I understand that, but I don't, then again, I'm not looking at normal team at the moment. I will go ahead and glance, and for singles, just see, hey, maybe they should have brought, they had Kamala and Wigglytuff, so, you know what, probably a good call, I like Kamala a little bit better just because of knockoff support, and I could do some fun stuff, but I completely get bringing Blissey then, if your other options were Wigglytuff and Kamala. With that being said, I think we're ready. Rats go crazy here. What are the rats? Oh my god. Awesome. Sandrush guy wants to be Sandrush, but I think it should have been a defensive Rocky Helm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And have like X scissor coverage. I think that would be pretty cool. You don't really have, like, I mean, rest is probably your recovery, but, like, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I cannot give you a call. I think ground is probably gonna win, but yeah. Pop bomb is gonna pop off. But we don't get that lead, we get balloon. Balloon and DD is crazy. Crazy. But you get a nice 46 on it, so that is good for later. And that is how you should be playing this if you're normal. Because like you said, Pop Bomb is gonna go hard. Yeah. Yeah. I think normal looks a little bit better now. Now that I'm watching this battle, I think normal just looks way better. Ooh, we're gonna see the stack. We're gonna see a stack. Leave Storm and it's dead. Okay. Oh, it's a eject pack. Oh my god, that's sick. Okay, mouse hold comes in and it's just gonna quick bomb. Like a good. Oh, and it only hit a couple times. That is super cool. Holy crap, that's super cool tech. Damn. Damn, and CC doesn't kill. Holy crap, that Mamotech is so. Oh my god, that's amazing. That's amazing. Unfortunately, Ursaluna is gonna come out now, but maybe this is Scarf. This is. It takes. It's insane. Chat, and it's leftovers, and this is. Oh my god, Jesus! These sets are very top notch. Blissey actually getting a kill is crazy. Oh my god, Blissey's cleaning? Made Blissey? Come on, where's the flinch on the Sheer Force Life Orb? Landorus. Does this just win? It does. Damn. What a fucking match. Very, very good. Very, very good on both sides. That Mamotech won the game. That was Specs Blissey. That Specs Blissey is gonna have some explaining to do on that one. Dude, these techs were so sick. This is why we play mods. This is why we play mods. They were Sandforce last week, but when you see. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what this Blissey set would be if it's not like a Specs or something. But yeah. That was a really good match. Holy crap, I can't even like say a ton. That Mammo set just completely saved. Yeah. I agree. I think you're right. I just don't know what it would like boots. Maybe Rock's not being up at all is so wild, I feel, but yeah. Moving on. we have VGC, the last game of the week. VGC. I forgot to bring up the schedule. Oh my god. I forgot to bring up the standings moving into this week. Whoops. Yeah, no. That Mammo said absolutely won the game. But moving into VGC, we have this lead. Okay. Standard Mammo this time. Sastril. What the hell? What? Alright. 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 Black belt. Hippopotas. Sure. Sure. Defensive Gligar, that makes sense with the Eviolite. Life Orb, Sheer Force. Lando, makes sense. And, Bunny Krug also makes sense. I love these type of builds, like the Gligar. I brought a Serp set that was similar. I like the just pure defensive Pokemon that just clicks, that just stays in and clicks a button. So I really like the Gligar set. On the other side, standard Ursa, so this is like Trick Room, right? And then I see Tailwind, and then I see Tailwind. Okay, and this is Helping Hand. Damn, that was weird. And it's in Tim. This is Safety Goggles. Safety Goggles for what? What is safety? Alright, one of the VGC guys, you guys gotta help me with this one. Why is Safety Goggles here? Why is Safety Goggles here? Like, I assume it's for Toad School, but, like, there's no Toad School. That's interesting. Citrus Berry Seed Sower. It's Sunny Day, but not Harvest. Goggles Box Sandwich. Yeah, you guys are so smart. I am so not smart. Psychic Surge, yeah, Trick Room, okay, that's what I expected. So this is probably not gonna come, or if it does, it's not clicking Tailwind. And this is gonna be... No, because Icy Wind also, that is... I think it's probably gonna be either these four or these four. I don't know, you can see my mouse, but... Or no, you can! Oh my god. So yeah, probably these four, and then we already see these two. I imagine we're gonna see Mammo come out just because that's kind of human nature. Who has goggles? Mousehold. But I imagine we're gonna see these two obviously are already out. I imagine Lando is in the back. And I imagine Mammo's on the other side. I don't think Hippopotas or Drill comes. That is my prediction. Alright. So we immediately wrong. Staraptor up against, and Mousehold up against these two. Super Fang is already going to put this in range, and we do see Tailwind. So, like I said, immediately wrong. We're probably going to see Indeedee come out and just start clicking some buttons. Earth Power is nearly going to kill. Friend Guard doesn't affect it, right? It just affects Staraptor. We see CC come out. It's not going to pick up the kill. Breaking Swipe actually picks up the kill on Mousehold, so pretty big. Pretty big. And we see Arboliva come out. Is it faster? I guess we'll never know. We see Faint Break Protection, and we're going to see Sludge. Oh my god. That's brutal. That's brutal. And CC doesn't kill. Oh my god. Oh my god. Protect. Is that how that works? You can just protect after the feint and it doesn't... Interesting. CC picks up the kill. Breaking Swipe is gonna do some more damage to Star, obviously a lot more without the helping hand, or not, friend guard. Mammo comes out, so at least I got that right. So it's just these four up against these four. Very interesting. So Ice Shard comes out. It's just gonna pick up the kill. We see Ursaluna get burned, and then we see Staraptor come back out on the Oblivious. I feel like Normal should win this. Now I feel like Normal should win this. If they got the Trailblaze on the right. And they don't have Trailblaze, and they didn't get the kill. Double Protect. Oh, interesting, interesting. And they got it. That's crazy. Yeah, no, this game looks kinda over. Maybe I'm just not smart, but Kruger's gonna get another Intimidate, and Ursaluna needs 2 crits probably. So Ground is gonna take this. Ground is gonna take both games. Very, very crazy because Normal is probably one of the best coaches, probably the best coach right now in the league, in my personal opinion. If not, like at the very least, top 3. Um, damn, starting off 0-2 is wild work. I mean, I did too, and a lot of other coaches did too, but yeah, we're gonna see Ground pick up a 2-0 here and a 1-0 here, so very small 3-0 to win. So I feel a little bit better. I still don't like the format. I really don't like monotype for this format, just because I think it would be way more interesting with Animons, and I think that would make more interesting games. But or at the very least with monotype, I think probably should have done that decks. Probably should have done that decks. That's my bad. But yeah, still very enjoyable. I'm a big fan of when ties happen. I know it's kind of weird, but we've just been getting so many 2-0, or I guess they are, yeah, 2-0s and 0-2s and not 1-1s. So really nice to get at least one legit one, I think, right? Rock Dark, Ice Ghost, that's 2, and then Psychic Fighting, technically 3, but it was a 2-0 before, so we'll see. My matchup is coming up, not now, but it's gonna come up later, so if you're in the Discord, obviously watch that, because got some crazy stuff. I got some crazy stuff as usual. But yeah, should be fun. Thank you for watching. Week 4, I'll just send out that. I'll just say it right now while I still have some people. We have Ice Bug, Grass Ghost, Psychic Dark, oh god, Ground Fighting, Normal Water, Electric Dragon, that's not great, and then Rocks on by. So gonna be a very interesting week 4 as well. I love the games that are supposed to go one way but they don't actually go that way. I think those are very enjoyable because that's when you see coaches kind of bring out all that they can for that matchup. So it should be fun. Thank you for watching. Good luck on all your matches, and have a great one.